In sports news, the Raptors beat the Clippers 118-109 at the Air Canada Centre last night. During the game, Kyle Lowry sunk 5 three-pointers, moving to number 1 on the Raptors' all-time list. DeMar DeRozan scored 31 points on his return, following a brief departure due to an ankle injury. The Raptors are set to play the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow night in Minneapolis. In hockey news, the Leafs blew 2 third-period leads in a 6-5 overtime loss to the New York Islanders. Some are saying that the loss is due to the team's inability to defend its net. Indeed, Leafs coach Mike Babcock told the Toronto Star that their defense made some mistakes, and he wants to get that fixed quickly. However, the team's rookies were on their game last night. Each of the Leafs' 5 goals were scored by first-year players. Despite everything, the Leafs managed to gain a point, earning themselves a playoff spot over the Boston Bruins. Speaking of the Boston Bruins, the struggling team has fired their head coach, Claude Julien. This year marks Julien's 10th season with the Bruins, making him the longest-tenured head coach in the NHL. Julien led the team to the Stanley Cup Championship in 2011. However, the team has missed the playoffs altogether in the last 2 seasons. Bruins owner Jeremy Jacobs issued a statement this morning, wishing Julien and his family the best in the future. In the meantime, assistant coach Bruce Cassidy will take over as the Bruins' interim head coach. The jersey that Tom Brady was wearing when he led the New England Patriots to the greatest comeback victory in Super Bowl history has gone missing. Brady took off the jersey in the locker room after the Super Bowl 51 game on Sunday night and hasn't been able to find it since. It is unclear if the jersey is lost or stolen, but its status as a valuable collectible has Houston police on the lookout for the jersey. It is no surprise that Canadians want to watch American advertisements during the Super Bowl. This is confirmed by Bell Media, who said their ratings for CTV, CTV2, and TSN plummeted 39% on Sunday. Bell Media is blaming the loss of viewers on a ruling handed down by the Canadian Radio, Television, and Telecommunications Commission. Last August, the CRTC ruled that Canadians should be able to watch the American advertisements despite criticism from Bell and the NFL, who say financial loss is inevitable if they can't sell Canadian ads during the biggest TV event of the year. Tom Brady was not the only one breaking records at the Super Bowl on Sunday night. Nevada's sportsbook also set a record for the highest bets ever made during the Super Bowl. According to the numbers released by the Nevada Gaming Control Board, gamblers bet $138.5 million in Nevada's sportsbooks, surpassing last year's high of $132.5 million. Speaking of bets, Canadian tennis player Eugenie Bouchard bet against Tom Brady and lost. The Falcons had a 25-point lead over the Patriots in the third quarter, and Bouchard tweeted that she knew Atlanta would win. A Twitter user named John Guerki replied, asking Bouchard on a date if the Patriots won, to which he replied, sure. Following the Patriots' victory, Bouchard tweeted that she learned a lesson to never bet against Brady. The tennis player is apparently going to honor her wager with Guerki. Another Canadian tennis player named Denis Shapovalov was fined $7,000 American for unintentionally striking chair umpire Arhano Gabas in the eye with the ball. In addition to the fine handed down by the International Tennis Federation, referee Brian Early declared an immediate default for the unsportsmanlike conduct. Shapovalov apologized to his fans and supporters in the statement on Twitter, saying that he lost control of the emotions after losing the game. Gabas had swelling and bruising under his eye, but precautionary evaluation did not find any damage to his cornea or retina, according to the Toronto Star. In Humber news, the Hawks are traveling to Kitchener to face off with the Conestoga Condors in volleyball on Friday. Last weekend, the women's volleyball team beat Fanshawe, taking first place in the OCAA West Division. The men's volleyball team lost to Fanshawe, leaving them in fourth place in the OCAA West Division. This weekend, both the women's and men's basketball teams are hosting the Cambrian Golden Shield at the Humber Athletic Center. And that's your sports news for this Tuesday afternoon. For skedline.com, I'm Charnel Anderson.